Hello and welcome to another video of the series where we are discussing about SDF. So far, we have seen how we can resolve dependencies using at dependency and at dependency provider annotations. And in both cases, we have exactly one implementation for an interface or abstract class. What if there are multiple implementations for a type, that is an interface or abstract class or just a concrete parent class? Which one will SDF resolve when asked for an implementation or dependency for the parent type? Well, we need to mark one as default to let SDF know which dependency to resolve. Additionally, we can also set a unique ID for each dependencies, and the specific dependency can be resolved by the corresponding ID instead of type. We will see how in a moment. As we can see here, we have a new type of ID generator based on date and time. Again, nothing fancy, it just returns the current date and time based on a pattern like this, right? So when this is called, it will return the current date and time on this format, right? Now let's add a provider for this. We have this dependency providers class. We'll add at dependency provider, then public ID generator, and get, okay, let's rename it. The first one we'll just say UUID generator, and this one date time ID generator, right? And return the instance of new date time ID generator, right? And then, as I said earlier, we need to mark one as default, so marking the UUID one as default is default true, right? And also setting ID for both, so we'll set ID as UUID for UUID generator and ID as date time for the date time based ID generator, right? All right, now if we run our program with no other changes, our demo service should get the UUID based implementation of ID generator, since that is the default one. Let's see that, right? We can see the ID UUID as the ID. So far so good. Now how to get the date time ID generator in the demo service, which is this one here. Since it is a non-default, so we have to resolve the implementation by the ID. Remember, we set the ID for both the implementations, so we have to resolve the specific implementation by the ID. And here comes the @bind annotation. We tell SDF to resolve dependency by the given ID using the @bind annotation. So we have to write @bind and then ID equals uh, date time. That's it. If we now run this program with this configuration, it should use the date time based instead of the UUID. Let's see that. See, the IDs has changed now, right? And if you look closely, the IDs are on this format, right? So today it's 16th of December. So 2024, 12, 16, then the time. And if you see in the files, it is the file is created with this ID. And again, if we change the ID back to UUID, remember we provided this ID for the UUID ID generator, this one here. It should resolve the UUID generator, right? Let's see that also. See, it is back to the UUID generation, right? And it is also created here, starts with 94C, this one. This ID in the bind annotation can also be a variable ID, which we will see shortly. We'll see other features about SDF in the upcoming videos. Until then, happy learning and happy coding.